A series of unsuccessful nominations has put the Park Geun-hye government in a bind. Who will the president choose to serve the cabinet? A close aide to the de facto Sewol ferry owner Yoo Byung-un has been arrested. Investigators hope his capture will help their search. And 2 people were killed in a North Korean military helicopter accident near the Chinese border. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Thursday, June 26. I'm Luke Clary. After a series of unsuccessful nominations for top government posts, attention is focusing on who the president will finally choose to serve in the cabinet. The opposition camp says that some of the candidates are simply not qualified, while the ruling party has vowed to block what it calls indiscriminate political attacks.
8 candidates for top government posts are to appear at the confirmation hearing soon enough. The opposition camp is already preparing to disqualify many. Myung-soo, the candidate for the post of education minister, has come under fire for allegedly plagiarizing his thesis, embezzling his students' research funds, and owning the shares of private education companies. Byung-ki, the candidate for the post of National Intelligence Service chief, is accused of his involvement in delivering slush funds during the 2002 presidential campaign. Chung Jong-sup, who has been nominated for the post of Minister of Security and Public Administration, is facing criticism over his essays regarding the 1948 Jeju uprising and his excessive salary as an outside director of a domestic conglomerate. Chung Sung-keun, the candidate for the post of Minister of Culture, has drawn criticism for his DUI record. And as for Choi Yang-hee, who has been nominated for the post of Minister of Science, ICT and Future Planning, stirred up controversy for his salary as an outside director of a conglomerate.
국정원 개혁에는 대통령이 사람이 아니라 중립적인 인사가 필요합니다. 국회가 논문을 표절한 인사를 교육부 장관에 취임하도록 한 적이 없습니다.
The ruling party has vowed to block any political attacks aimed at disqualifying the nominees. The party is also considering examining the candidates' personal information and morality behind the closed doors and only disclosing their work skills at confirmation hearings.
공직 후보자에게 일방적으로 공격하고 매도하는 호통 청문회, 망신주의 청문회 때문에 세상에 많은 인재들이 고위공직을 기피하고 있는 실정입니다.
The leadership of the ruling party says it will submit its proposition to the president and discuss it with the opposition camp, but it remains unclear if its plan will be realized or not.
A close aide to the de facto owner of the ill-fated Sewol ferry has been captured. The man is suspected of playing a crucial role in helping Yoo Byung-un remain at large. Investigators expect that the aide will provide a decisive clue in discovering the whereabouts of the fugitive.
Police captured a close aide of Yoo Byung-un, owner of the Sewol ferry. Lee Seok-hwan is Yoo's fund manager and is believed to have played a crucial role in helping the fugitive evade authorities. On Wednesday, police found Lee at a park in Suwon when he arrived there to meet his daughter. Upon his arrest, Lee cooperated with authorities. He even apologized to the people. Prosecutors are questioning Lee in order to uncover Yoo's whereabouts. Prosecutors believe that Lee helped mastermind a plan for Yoo to dodge the authorities. Lee is suspected of lending his car as well as a hideout to Yoo. This is why investigators are certain that Lee knows Yoo's whereabouts. To obtain information on Yoo and his son, prosecutors are also questioning Yoo's wife and younger brother, who were arrested on charges of embezzlement. Investigators expect that the arrest of Yoo's family members and close aide will pressure him to surface.
When the Sewol ferry was sinking, many passengers called the rescue service to ask for help, but they were simply told to wait for the Coast Guard. If emergency services had responded properly to their calls for help, many lives could have been saved. Let's take a listen.
The rescue service receives the first call from the sinking Sewol ferry. The passengers keep asking for help. Every second mattered at the time, but the rescue workers just kept asking questions. Despite the desperate call for help, the rescue workers keep saying that they had notified the Coast Guard.
지금 빨리 좀 해경을 우리가 지금 이제 119 신고하면 거기서 통보를 해 연락을 해야 될 거 아니에요.
Even when the passengers said that someone on board the ferry needed emergency help, the rescue workers didn't tell them what to do.
머리에 피 나는 사람도 계세요.
All they said was to wait a little bit more.
저희 제주도랑 거의 3시간 거리인데 언제쯤에 도착할까요?
아니, 그거를 저희가 해경이 아니고 조금만 더 기다리세요. 해경이 갈 겁니다.
상황을 유지하면서 탈출을 지시했다면 더 많은 우리 아이들과 승객들이 살았을 것입니다.
The rescue service received 20 calls just 30 minutes after the first report, but nothing was done to prevent the tragedy.
South Korean academics participating in an inter-Korean project to publish a joint Korean language dictionary visited North Korea on Wednesday. Meanwhile, an inter-Korean committee on the operation of the Kaesong Industrial Complex convened a meeting on Thursday. Here's more on the signs that icy inter-Korean relations have begun to thaw.
A team of South Korean academics who are part of an inter-Korean project to publish a joint Korean language dictionary has left for North Korea. They are visiting the North for the first time in 3 years after the project was brought to a halt.
북쪽 선생님들 어떻게 잘 지내셨는지 이런 것도 궁금하고 그간에 이제 사전 편찬은 얼마나 진척이 됐는지 이런 것들도 굉장히 궁금합니다.
The joint dictionary project was launched in 2004. However, since 2010, little progress was made since South Korea imposed sanctions on the North for military provocations. The South Korean academics continued contact with the North Korean team in third-party countries. The South Korean team is the first civilian organization to obtain the government's permission for a visit to the North since February 2014. The two Koreas are also moving to restart government-level talks. In related news, an inter-Korean committee overseeing the operation of the Kaesong Industrial Complex held a meeting on Thursday for the first time in 6 months. On Thursday, a South Korean civilian group supporting North Korea's reforestation project also visited the North Korean city of Kaesong. Seoul has also allowed South Korean Buddhists to hold a joint memorial with North Korea for the 70th anniversary of the death of Han Yong-un, a Buddhist monk, poet, and Korean independence activist.
북측에서 특별한 이유를 밝히지 않고 받아들이지 않고 있었는데요. 이제 최근 들어서 지금 아시는 것처럼 호응이 오고 있습니다.
Inter-Korean relations have been tense since February, when North Korea protested against a South Korean and U.S. joint military drill. The latest interactions give hope that relations will improve.
2 people were killed when a North Korean military helicopter exploded in the air and crashed during a drill near the border between North Korea and China. The North turned down China's offer to help with the rescue efforts.
North Korean soldiers were spotted on the morning of June 24th receiving parachute training from a helicopter. They were in the skies above Siniju, North Pyongan province. It was a regular training which can be seen easily from other areas on clear days. Witnesses say that the North Korean helicopter all of a sudden exploded in the air during the drill and crashed on Wihwa Island near the Yalu River. Some of the soldiers managed to escape from the helicopter right before the explosion, but 2 soldiers were found dead.
大概有3、4个人吧，在跳伞。飞机当时在空中解体，然后螺旋桨。当时他们挺害怕的，当时在桥上还蹲下了。
The explosion produced a very loud sound and scared tourists who were in the Yalu River area at the time. Local media say North Korean officials are looking for the helicopter debris, but they're facing many hurdles because of thick layers of fog. China dispatched a patrol boat to Wihwa Island shortly after the accident to help with the search efforts, but the North turned this down.
A hydrothermal mineral deposit has been located at a depth of thousands of meters under the sea, containing a large reservoir of mineral resources like copper and zinc. South Korea has obtained the right to develop the site in the Indian Ocean.
Off the coast of Tonga, a robot mines copper from hydrothermal mineral vents in the water. South Korea is developing 3 underwater mineral mines in the Pacific Ocean. With approval from the International Seabed Authority, South Korea can now explore underwater mineral deposits in the open waters of the Indian Ocean. A South Korean team will survey the sea to locate hydrothermal regions. It will also analyze water samples.
시추 작업을 통해서 지하 몇 미터까지 그것이 분포하고 있는지를 알아내게 됩니다. 표면적을 알고 어느 정도 깊이에 분포하고 있는지를 알게 되면 총량을 알 수가 있을 것입니다.
Deposits are formed when hot water heated by magma between 100,000 to 300,000 meters deep gush out. The heated metal ions then come into contact with cold water. South Korea will extract these mineral resources rich in ores such as copper and zinc.
연간 30만 톤씩 20년간 개발해 본다면 연간 2,800억 원, 총 5조 5천억 원 규모의 수입 대체 효과를 기대할 수 있겠습니다.
8 countries are seeking to excavate mineral resources from underwater hydrothermal vents. The ores mined from these vents will be sold on the market by the year 2020.
An assembly took place in Paris, France, to urge Japan to resolve the issue of forcing Korean and other foreign women to provide sex for the Japanese military during World War II. It was part of a Korean-led global project to bring home the suffering of sex slavery victims to the international community.
Tourists to the Eiffel Tower stop in their tracks to see a group of young Koreans perform a dance urging Japan to apologize for its wartime sexual slavery. This assembly was held on Wednesday, just like in Seoul. Gil Won-ok, who was forced to provide sex to Japanese soldiers during the war, called for the Japanese government to change its attitude.
이게 빨리 해야만 해결이 되지. 문제가 가만히 있는다고 해결됩니까?
The international community came together as one to demand further probes into Japan's crime against humanity.
Les crimes de guerre qui ont été commis par le Japon pendant la Seconde Guerre mondiale, ces crimes de guerre doivent maintenant être reconnus.
Even Japanese human rights activists took part in the Wednesday demonstration.
일본군 위안부 문제 해결은 세계 평화입니다. 나는 계속 열심히 하겠습니다.
Huge banners were created on the site of Wednesday protest. Together with other demonstrators, French children drew butterflies wishing for peace. They also wrote messages of hope. The Korean Council for Women, drafted for military sexual slavery by Japan, plans to drum up international support to resolve this issue. The Council also plans to tell the harrowing stories of former sex slaves to human rights groups and international lawyers in France.
Korea is slowly returning to its normal routine now, over 2 months after the Sewol ferry disaster. Cultural events that were either suspended or downsized following the accident have resumed. And now Koreans can enjoy free or discounted exhibitions and performances on the last Wednesday of each month.
A small concert is taking place in the middle of a busy shopping mall. The melody of traditional Korean music infused with jazz tempts office workers from returning to work. This concert on the move was organized to provide cultural experiences to busy office workers who might otherwise not have time to enjoy such events.
직장 주변에서, 집 주변에서 이런 게 벌어진다고 하면 훨씬 더 즐거운 마음으로 가볍게 갈 수가 있을 것 같아요.
It's part of a host of government-sponsored events aiming to provide citizens with more culture in their daily lives. In April, the government halted all cultural events following the Sewol tragedy. But beginning this month, the Culture Day project resumes its schedule. Tickets to certain concerts are available to office workers at half price. After work, they can now enjoy performances at better prices. On the last Wednesday of each month, this collection of Pulitzer Prize-winning photographs will have extended exhibition hours until 9 p.m.
이런 문화생활을 즐기고 싶지만 그 직장 퇴근 시간 때문에 못 오시는 그 직장인들을 위해 저희가 마련을 했고요.
The government plans to work with companies to launch a campaign encouraging workers to leave their offices on time so they can take part in Culture Day.
The season has arrived for the summer treat of shaved ice known as Bingsu in Korean. The heat arrived early this year, and already there are long lines at the most famous shops. Let's take a look at the variety of Bingsu available this summer. Shaved ice, or Bingsu, is the perfect cool treat to beat the heat. But customers at this shop respond in a rather peculiar way.
배부르다. 엄청 배불러요. 다 맘먹고 와도 될 뻔했어요.
Why are they huffing and puffing over a bowl of Bingsu? Wow, the size is bigger than an adult's face. The signature dish of this Bingsu joint is the mountain pile of Bingsu.
저렴한 가격에 일반 빙수 좋아하시는 분들이 양껏 많이 배불리 먹을 수 있게끔 생각하는 끝에 만든 게 산더미 빙수입니다.
Just look at how much goes in. It's a tremendous amount. The shaved ice and red bean filling are stacked up in multiple layers. Other toppings are also added liberally on top. Just the sight of it is a little intimidating. To make a comparison, it's 4 times the size of a regular Bingsu. Customers' jaws drop at the first sight of the ginormous dish.
얼음, 팥, 그리고 얼음, 그리고 팥이 또 이제 2층으로 나오잖아요. 그러니까 후식 메뉴임에도 불구하고 한 끼 식사인 것처럼 좀 포만감을 줄 수 있는 메뉴인 것 같아요.
This shop looks pretty normal and quiet, but customers reading the menu look a bit startled. How do you order an R-rated Bingsu? ID check is essential. It's almost like a police officer clamping down on violations. You need to meet the age to taste the mystery Bingsu.
예, 이 와인이 우리 19금 빙수의 그 핵심 재료입니다.
The reason for the R rating is because of the dessert wine. Wine is frozen to make the shaved ice. Shaved frozen mango ice and real mango slices also go into the Bingsu. Frozen wine tops the bowl off and it's ready to serve. It's the one and only R-rated Bingsu in the country, only for adults. It's prohibited to minors. So does the taste live up to all the hoopla over the name?
이름 때문에 어떤 맛일까 좀 의심도 하기도 하긴 했는데 와인이 들어가서 색다른 것 같기도 하고 또 얼음이 녹으면서 와인이 스며드니까 맛이 굉장히 특이하고 맛있는 것 같아요.
This time, it's a visually stunning Bingsu. It catches everyone's attention.
오, 공룡!
For real, it does look like a dinosaur egg. No surprise then, it's called dinosaur egg Bingsu. But really, what's inside the egg?
이게 공룡알 빙수의 핵심, 공룡알입니다.
The egg is made of white chocolate using an egg mold. The mold is plastered with melted white chocolate. The chocolate coat is firmed up in the fridge. Then take off the mold and voila, an egg is created. Then melted chocolate is poured inside the egg. Ice cream is added as well as a dinosaur-shaped solid chocolate. And there's a way to tackle this monstrous treat. First, you crack open the egg with a spoon, break the shell, and mix it with the ice. The super sweet chocolate flavor will beat away your stress for good.
이만한 알이 그릇에 담겨져서 나오는데 너무 신기했고 단 게 땡길 때 먹으면 최고일 것 같아요.
Why go to distant places for a vacation this summer? One unique, amazing bowl of Bingsu can have the same effect. Now we'll take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. That's it for this edition of News Today. We'll see you again at the same time tomorrow. Have a great day.